Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and you're listening to another episode of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast in one, two, three galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just called the show Online Marketing Moves. We are coming to you live today, ladies and gentlemen. Today is April 17th, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a jam-packed show for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a nice discussion about the wonderful world of entrepreneurship. Ladies and gentlemen, today, right now, April the 17th, 2025, ladies and gentlemen, is a great time for you to start a business. Is a great time for you to create a business. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't know what the government's going to do. It doesn't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter if it's Bidenomics. It doesn't matter if it's Trump tariffs. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to make yourself financially soundproof. Okay, so what you want to do is you if you have something that you can sell, you have something you can invest, you have something you can buy. You know, do that. Start your business. Forget the side hustle. Start your business. As I told you before, ladies and gentlemen, does not matter what it is. You need to start it now. You need to start it immediately because you never know when the financial collapse is gonna come. Okay, ladies and gents. I'm telling you this from firsthand knowledge. As you all know, not only am I a writer, a publisher, but a broadcaster, but I was also a truck driver. And it is getting bad out there for the truck drivers, okay? Ladies and gents, you always gotta have a backup plan. You always gotta have some money put back or have another way that you can earn money. One of the hardest things that I had to do when I first started driving trucks was realize it finally dawned on me one day, this is not a job, this is not a career, this is a lifestyle. It's a very underwhelming, paying lifestyle, but it is what it is. I got no complaints, I got no bones to make about it. It's just once you know it, and you wake up, you wake up. Ladies and gentlemen, the goal for all of us is to get rich as possible, so we can help our people, we can give back, we can really see how things are. Uh one way that you can really get things done faster is, ladies and gentlemen, is I've learned from listening to my audiobooks lately. A lot of leaders, a lot of people that are in the creative space, a lot of people that are in the creative side of things, they delegate small stuff to other people. Ladies and gents, one of the hardest things that you can do is try to go 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 all about it on your own. As I told you before, it does not matter. I record, I upload, I produce, I direct, I figure out what I'm gonna say, I say it. It's a hard job. The best part about this podcast is the right now, me recording it and talking to you. Everything else can be done on the outside, and that's what I am going to start doing. We are going to start getting more people implemented into the business. We're going to get more people implemented into the projects because I have to think. I need time to think. I need time to write. I need time to, do things that I need to do to generate more income. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I know lately we've been a little sporadic, but we will try. We will hone that in. I have been working hard. I have been working hard with the copywriting business, getting that up and running, contacting people, getting leads, getting clients. Because, ladies and gentlemen, podcasting, it's great and all that, but podcasting does not generate money unless you're in the the tippity top of the world. So we gotta strive to do more. We gotta strive to do more to get our name out there. And so lately, I have not been recording as much because, ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to get our name out there, to really start producing, to really start making some noise in the podcasting world, in the marketing world, in the copywriting space. Okay, I am on the go. So I just want to let you know that. Oh, it's, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. I was looking down on my computer and I saw the stop button, and I said, "Did it stop?" but it did not stop. It is still recording, and I am still talking to you. But yes, so we are doing our due diligence. We are working very hard, and so ladies and gentlemen, I know the episodes have been sporadic, but we will continue to put them out. Now, at some point, I'm definitely going to end the podcast at some point in the near future. We will start anew. We will start with a new podcast. We will start with a new title. We will start with a new format. I've been doing this for the last 3 years. I've enjoyed online marketing moves. Ladies and gentlemen, at some point you grow. Some point you do you know more than what you did before, and so you got to move forward, and you gotta do other things. And I have a great idea for a podcast. I have a great idea for a show, not a podcast. I have a great idea for a show, and we will aim. The goal is to put this show on the radio, okay? Not just in the podcast world, but on the radio. The goal is the goal. And so we are laser focused on that. We will keep developing that. And we might start off with the podcast, but we are definitely going to try to market that and send that around and try to and put out the best effort to get on the radio. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, it does not matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you come from, what you do, ladies and gentlemen. The best thing you can do is be a service to yourself and grow and learn every day. I'm not here to preach. I'm just here to tell you, the more you learn, the less the less you worry about who is dating who on one of those TV shows, the less you worry about the time of the game, and the more you focus on you and the ones that you love, the better off you will be, ladies and gentlemen. I know, I know that they try to get us addicted to these phones. They try to get us addicted to this social media nonsense, ladies and gentlemen. Fight the algorithms. Fight the social media. Fight the people. Fight TikTok. Fight whoever's running TikTok. Don't let them get you addicted. Fight Facebook. Swing on Mark Zuckerberg. Let's personally, we should all get rid of social media. But I know you need it for some things. But ladies and gentlemen, do not build your business on social media. Build your business with email list, with a direct, if you can get address through the mail, do it that way. Ladies and gentlemen, Facebook is a tool, but it's not the end all be all. Do not rely 100% on Facebook. Do not rely 100% on Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know this, but sometimes you have to make a point again and again and again and again. Ladies and gentlemen, I've said ladies and gentlemen 1,000 times a day, but I'm very excited to be talking to you. This gives me a thrill. This makes me happy talking to you. Oh yes, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say that I know, like I said, I have been sporadic. Next week, we will start recording on a daily basis. Next week, I had me and my wife. We have to go to her father's funeral, and so that will be Friday. And so there probably definitely won't be a recording on Friday. But up until then, we will record on a daily basis. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know. Last time I said we're back, but ladies and gentlemen, we are in the I've this episode is not gonna be the best episode, but I'm here to let you know, ladies and gents, we are in the money making business, okay? And I love doing the podcast. I love recording, and I told you we gotta get the copyright, and we gotta get our name out there. We gotta do more marketing, more research, more, and get our name out there, get the podcast out there, get everything rocking and rolling. I told you we're gonna end this show eventually in the next few months. Probably maybe when we get to episode 1,000, we might close out this show. But Yeah, we will be definitely be back tomorrow. We would dive into more subjects that we all need to talk about. We all need to discuss. Doesn't matter who you are, but you definitely got to market yourself. You definitely got to network. You definitely got to get out there. You got to get business cards. Oh yeah, I just ordered business cards, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want one, hit me up. You can always contact me, Tony at TonyRizzano.com. That's Tony at TonyRizzano.com, ladies and gentlemen. Today we will end it right there. I appreciate you. Doesn't matter who you are, ladies and gentlemen. Start something. Um, get get to working. Hunker down, bunker down. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the financial. I don't know what's going on, but the financial thing is looking suspect. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter if it's Bidenomics. Doesn't matter if it's Trump terrorists. Ladies and gentlemen, you always want to be ahead of the game because the government won't take care of you. Your friends won't take care of you. Your family won't take care of you. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, when it comes to finances, when it comes to that, you have to take charge of that. You have to be a leader. You have to say, hey, what can I do to start making money? What can I do to save money? And all that good stuff. And then, ladies and gentlemen, you will be able to take care of your family, help your fellow man out, okay? Donate, give, whatever, however. But you want to make sure that you are maximizing all the money that you can make, so that way you can better help. You can better put money back into your business because, ladies and gentlemen, uh, you can start off any kind of way you want, but then eventually you want to grow. You want to grow and grow. It takes a little money to grow and grow. Okay, you can start growing with very little bucks. You just have to use your wit, but eventually you want to grow and you want to grow and you want to grow. So you're going to want to put more money into it. But, ladies and gentlemen, enough preaching. That's it. We will be back tomorrow with an all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. God bless each and every one of you. And as always, everybody, peace.